Welcome, grade 9 students. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here. I've designed this explainer to visually break down exactly how you can tackle your Cambridge igcse Global Perspectives individual report without feeling, well, completely overwhelmed. We're going to take these big concepts and make mastering this assignment incredibly easy to understand step by step. Okay, let's dive right into this. So, we're going to break down this 1,500 to 2,000 word assignment into 5 really manageable phases of a research expedition. We'll go from understanding the journey and mastering your research to structuring your main body, wrapping up with your conclusion and reflection, and finally hitting that final checklist.
All right, Section 1, Understanding the IR Journey. Let's start right at the launchpad. We need to define exactly what this report is asking you to do and how to forge a strong research question to act as your compass.
60. This entire assignment is worth 60 marks. But here's the thing you have to remember. The examiner is assessing your research, your analysis, your evaluation, your reflection, and your communication. They're absolutely not just assessing your ability to collect random facts. You really want to keep that in mind from day one.
It helps to think of this assignment as a connected research journey. Everything starts with your topic and issue, which funnels directly into your research question. A weak research question usually produces a weak report, right? But a strong, highly focused question, that makes every subsequent step, from analyzing those different perspectives to your final reflection, so much easier to navigate. Let's compare these two examples taken directly from the syllabus guidelines. The first one, how does technology affect people, is way too broad. It's like an ocean. But the second one, looking at social media companies and cyberbullying, is brilliant. Why? Because it immediately opens doors for exploring different perspectives, testing real evidence, and considering actual practical solutions. Before finalizing your compass, your research question, put it through a really simple test. Honestly ask yourself, can I actually answer this in 1,500 to 2,000 words? Can I find reliable evidence for it? Does it allow for different perspectives? If it just requires a simple factual answer, a simple yes or no, you need to go back to the drawing board. Section 2, Mastering Your Research. Now that we have our compass set, let's look at gathering provisions. We're going to learn how to plan your research and evaluate your sources critically, way before you ever write a single paragraph. Please, don't just start writing paragraphs immediately. It's a trap. Use a structured research plan. For every single source you find, you should track the author, the date, what information it tells you, and exactly whose viewpoint it represents. But more importantly, record why you trust it and how it's actually going to support your argument. You want a diverse range of sources here. Government publications, academic research, expert interviews, not just one generic website. When you're evaluating those sources, you need to actively ask yourself some hard questions. Who produced it? Are they actually an expert? Why was it produced? Was it to inform you, or was it trying to sell you something or campaign for a cause? Is the information current, and could there be any hidden bias? There is a massive difference between simply describing a source and actually evaluating it. Saying a source is reliable just because it's famous is a really weak argument. A strong evaluation explicitly explains how a source's specific strengths, like giving you large-scale data, or its limitations, like maybe focusing on only one specific age group, impact your specific research. Section 3, Structuring Your Main Body. So, with your supplies gathered and rigorously evaluated, it's time to build the actual frame of your report by structuring the main body logically. Your main body should flow really smoothly through these key areas. You introduce the issue, then you move into the causes, whether they're social, economic, or political. Next, you explore the consequences on individuals and countries, making sure to use specific evidence. Finally, you transition into the different perspectives and your proposed courses of action. Everything is beautifully connected. Now this next point is absolutely crucial, and it trips up a lot of students every year. A perspective is a viewpoint, not simply facts about a geographical place. You need to ask what a global organization or international group thinks about an issue, and then compare that directly with how the exact same issue is viewed nationally or locally. Let's see how this builds into your actual writing. Avoid simply listing viewpoints. Instead, analyze them. Explain exactly why an international organization might view the problem completely differently than a local community. Tell the examiner, perspective A emphasizes this, whereas perspective B focuses on that, and this difference may be explained by. Now that is true comparison and analysis.
When you are proposing courses of action, like, say, suggesting technology companies improve their reporting systems to fight cyberbullying, use these 4 steps. Detail exactly who should act, what they should do, how it should be implemented, and, crucially, what its impact and limitations might be. You want to justify which solution is actually the most practical in the real world. Section 4, Conclusion and Reflection. We are nearing the destination of our journey now. This is where you really must bring your argument together and demonstrate personal growth in your thinking. Let's be clear. Your conclusion is a heavy lifter. It should not just repeat your introduction. It must directly answer your research question by summarizing your most important findings and referring back to the absolute strongest evidence you uncovered. It has to demonstrate that your final answer organically developed from all the rigorous research you just conducted. And then comes the reflection. Global Perspectives is fundamentally about developing your ability to think critically. So ask yourself honestly, what did I think before I started my research? Did any evidence actually challenge my original opinion? Did my viewpoint become a bit more balanced? Notice how a stronger reflection doesn't just state an opinion. It explicitly shows the examiner exactly how specific evidence forced to shift to a more balanced viewpoint. For example, moving from believing schools are solely responsible for cyberbullying to realizing social media platforms must share that responsibility simply because of what your research uncovered. Section 5, the final checklist. Okay, before you hand over your expedition log, we need to do a rapid-fire final gear check to make sure absolutely nothing is missing. You've got to tick off every single item on this syllabus checklist. Is your research question your actual title? Did you analyze your info rather than just describe it? Pay special attention to academic honesty. Ensure all your sources are properly cited in a reference list, that you used your own words when paraphrasing, and that your final word count sits squarely between 1,500 and 2,000 words. If you remember literally nothing else from this explainer today, let this golden rule anchor your entire process. Do not just collect random information. Use your information, test your evidence, and build a solid, justified argument.
So, as you embark on this 60-mark research journey, I leave you with this final thought. Are you ready to just skim the surface and gather a few facts? Or are you going to test the evidence, challenge your own biases, and build a powerful, justified argument that can actually change perspectives? The journey is all yours. Good luck.